is to be as up close as possible. And also, we're in my kitchen basically. You can see behind me I have my electric water kettle. It's that right over there. And I have my little espresso cups right there. And I have those really beautiful yellow flowers that my mom so kindly got for me. They're these gorgeous, bright yellow ones you see right there. And you can also see the yellow and orange and purple painting that I did right there. I really like having warm tones in my apartment. It makes it all so much warmer, obviously. But anyways, today I wanted to talk a little bit about feeling like you're in a rut almost, and just how it's almost like a cycle that I seem to go into occasionally. I don't know if I have mentioned this on my channel before, but I have been diagnosed with chronic anxiety, and as soon as I got that information, it honestly just made a lot of sense to me. And I noticed that I can kind of self-sabotage, and I'll get into examples in a second. But I've noticed that I need to be brutally honest with myself. That's honestly the main topic of this, so that'll probably be the title or something. But I think that and going and feeling like you're in a rut go kind of hand in hand, honestly. Because, where should I start? When I feel like I'm in a rut, I feel like every day is the same, and not necessarily in a positive way. Just as the word rut implies, it's not very positive. And I tend to watch a lot of like productive and motivational videos on YouTube and things like that. as soon as I start studying, I'm like, okay, this actually isn't so bad. I should have just done this the whole time. Could you imagine how much better I could have gotten if I just studied for like half an hour every day before this test? I wouldn't have been stressed about it. It would have been so easy and doable. So now I definitely know that for next time. But what will actually happen next time is I'll just spend 2 weeks stressing that I should be studying, and I am stressed that I'm not studying. But being stressed is less stressful than not studying, if that makes sense. So I'll just stress for 2 weeks, and then the night before I'll study and be like, okay, this wasn't so bad. Now I know for next time. So do you see how that cycle can just happen? But if I was being brutally honest with myself, I could recognize that I was just avoiding what I needed to do. Any excuse that I came up with not to study was just that. It was an excuse. And I should just force myself to study at least 5 minutes to realize way earlier than just the night before that it's not as bad as I made it out to be. And as most of you know, I've graduated already, but I'm studying for my registered dietitian exam. Happens to be my favorite subject, of course, because I want to be a dietitian. But it's still, the act of studying can just be so mundane to me. It's like the thought of it is worse than actually doing it. You know what I mean? I've studied for hours, don't get me wrong, but actually getting to that point is still something that's not great for me. I have to be active and moving. I can't just sit still, I guess. Maybe that's where the anxiety comes in. But it's just a lot. Now that's just one example. Maybe you resonate with that one example, or maybe not. But it's like that for just about every little mundane activity in my life. Down to like laundry or cleaning the kitchen, or, you know, knowing that I have to go get my car inspected for the past 2 months and I haven't. Things that same excuse isn't going to work for anyone that's not inside your own head. Because my boyfriend doesn't care if I'm studying or not, because he's not the one doing it. But as someone directly affected by it, and not wanting to do it, any little excuse, like, oh, I have to eat though. Like, yeah, that's only gonna take like 30 minutes tops. Like, just go study after that, right? Yeah, that was the moment that it hit me that my excuses really only work for myself. And I need to just like do the right thing. And something else that's kind of silly, and I hate that I'm saying it on the internet, is a little trick that I learned for like motivating myself to do something. And it's like pretending that my physical body is a character, and I'm like controlling myself in a video game like Sims or something. And if I had like a character in a game, what would I want them to do? So I would want them to get up right as their alarm goes off, make their bed, go eat something, get dressed, go for a walk, brush your teeth, shower, take care of yourself. And then look at the tasks that they're supposed to do that day, or their objectives, I guess, in a game. And complete them one by one. And then I would be like, yay, now my list is done. What are the hobbies that I want my character to do? Maybe they should read a book, earn some education points, level up in knowledge. Maybe they could film a video, go on YouTube. Maybe they could work out or something, because I don't work out and I really should. Things like that. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so not doing what I would want a character to do. Or like, if you're watching a show and you see someone just like sitting in bed all day, or there was a book that I read where this person just convinced themselves that they were just like sick and they just had to stay in bed, but they just didn't want to deal with anything, probably had mental health issues, and like, you would root for them, right? And so how can I root for myself? And so like you're in a rut or you have a good way of getting out of one, feel free to comment your experiences and how you deal with it, because I feel like a lot of people go through it, and just hearing another person's side of the story, or just an outside perspective, would be really helpful, because we all experience different things as well. And so, like, my studying story, maybe someone else doesn't have an issue with that at all. But there's something else that they're going through that, a lot of people can relate to. So that would be really awesome if you feel comfortable sharing your experience. But with that being said, as I'm talking about this, I'm realizing that I'm kind of avoiding my studying right now, so I'm probably going to go do that. I should probably set a timer for 30 minutes and just study for that amount, see how I feel, and usually from my past experiences, I'll want to keep going, so hopefully